Alright guys, welcome to another episode of the Clueless Drinker. Doing a retake actually, so this isn't a blind test anymore, but I've been thinking about it after recording this one and after drinking a little bit more and just casually drinking it, my opinion seems to have changed. I think I was a little bit too kind to this beer because after drinking it now, I don't know, it's really not doing too much for me at all. So the beer in question is from Tirril. It's their Academy Ale, coming in at 4.2%. It doesn't really give you too much away on the back actually. It's just a very brief description about the brewery and their ethos, I suppose. But I'll read it anyway. Each and every drop of the ale you're holding right now is made by an artisan brewer using local lakeland water to achieve absolute perfection in a bottle. We are the craftsmen, the artists and the ale lovers. We are Tirril, the Lakeland Brewery, situated in the Lake District, which is one of my favourite places to visit. It's such a gorgeous place. And we were in Pooley Bridge this time that we went, and some really nice pubs there. A couple of them didn't have the greatest range, but I did have some nice beers, except the Robinson Smooth, which was just... yeah. Well, I noticed that they had a couple of shops there, pretty much just touristy shops, and a local off-licence, and I picked up a few beers, and I picked up a few Tirril beers. Now, I was talking, well, I posted a photo on Facebook, as I usually do when I buy beers, for my beer diary, and I posted my little haul in there that I got from the Lake District, and Stuart Pickard, aka Ging's Real Ale Trail, he left me a comment saying, "Good luck with the Tirril stuff, ew." And yeah, at this point I have tried a few of their beers actually, but most of them I tried when I was starting with the beer reviews, before I was calling myself the Clueless Drinker, and that was like a couple of years ago now. But I did today actually, as of recording this, I've recorded the review to the Pennine Pilsner, which I thought was great, a great Pilsner. So Stu left me that comment, and yeah, it kind of applies to this beer that I'm talking about now. So the darker ale, this is what the beer looks like in a glass. It's kept the head relatively nicely. It's just got like a layer of scum on the top now, and it's a really nice deep colour, orangey, almost bordering on amber, I'd say, but I was expecting it to be a tad bit darker than usual. But as with my recent experience with Tirril, they are quite pale. The Pilsner is so pale. It's like it's almost like a wine that you've watered down. But yeah, I mean, it looks really nice. And on the sniff, you're pretty much just getting malt. You're getting like it's almost like a roasted malt, but underneath there's also very slight hints of a caramel malt. It's got that almost bread as it's baking sort of smell going on as well, and a very generic biscuitiness to it. So it smells like it's described on the bottle, and it isn't too bad. But then you taste it, and it's just very, very bitter. And it's not actually that tasty. There's just something about it that I can't put my finger on, and it just doesn't sit right with me. It's not skunked, I'll say that. It's not skunked. It's got a very high quality to it. You can clearly tell, being that it's the Lake Districts, that they've used extremely high quality water. So it's got a nice mouthfeel to it. It is a bit heavier on the mouthfeel. Carbonation, not really too much going on in terms of carbonation, but it's nice. And even though it is bitter, it doesn't actually finish too dry. But the flavour just doesn't sit right with me. And even though this bottle is fresh until December of 2016, there's just something, maybe the batch was wrong. Maybe there was something wrong with the batch. Maybe it just wasn't as best as it could be. But it just, there's something off about it. And I don't want to say stale, and I don't want to say it is an off beer, because I don't know. And I don't want to make these accusations. And it kind of reminds me of when you sometimes get like a biscuit or a cake of low quality, and like they've got like caramel filling in there, and it's got like almost a sour, very synthetic caramel taste to it that doesn't actually really taste like caramel, and it's got that sort of weird sensation to me. I don't want to criticize, you know, the brewer's work too much. But when a beer like this comes around, you've just got to be honest, because it benefits everyone. It benefits the consumer and also benefits the people who make the beers, so they can potentially take steps to alter it. And this is just my opinion anyway. Very malty, and that's pretty much all that you're getting in there. That like yeastiness, breadiness that you're getting in the sniff, really doesn't come out too much in the flavour. Maybe a slightly like a wholemeal bread, very dense and standard wholemeal bread. But yeah, I wouldn't describe this as a tasty beer at all, but it's not horrific. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10, because it's not even an average beer, it's just below that. And yeah, even though there's really nothing going on, I've managed to go on for about 10 minutes. I'm really quite disappointed, actually, because the Lake District, you've got so many great natural ingredients around you. I'm repeating myself, so I'll cut it off there. Probably have to edit a hell of a lot out of this video. So that was the Tirril's Academy, which is a malty darker ale. 4 out of 10. If you want to find out more about the brewery, then check out the links down below. Check out Kevin Black, who I think is probably the only other YouTuber who's covered beers by Tirril, and he has done a review of this one, albeit it's from like 2013, so the batch could have changed, the recipe could have changed greatly since then. But if you want a much more informed opinion on it, then check out that review. Check out Stuart's channel, Ging Real Ale Trail, as well. And yeah, of course, check out the Clueless Drinker playlist for more beers. So, until the next beer, guys, have a good one.